Hello everyone, my name is Arjun and you are watching Law Informants channel. Guys, today in this video, we'll be discussing about the history and formation of our Indian Constitution. But before moving on to the video, I would like to introduce you with Law Informants. Guys, Law Informants is an online platform for law students, researchers and scholars. For more information, you can visit our website, the link is in description. So let's move to the video. As we know, during the 18th century, the East India Company has most of the power. They earn huge profit from India. They have full control over India from India's tax policy to India's market. This raises huge concern to British Crown, so they had decided to introduce new laws. The main focus was to decrease the power of company. So in 1773, Regulating Act was passed. In 1784, Pitt's India Act was passed. In 1793, First Charter Act was passed. In 1813, Second Charter Act was passed. In 1833, Third Charter Act was passed, and in 1853, Fourth Charter Act was passed. At the end of 1857, the East India Company's power was almost gone. The British Crown successfully demolished the company's power. In 1885, Indian National Congress formed. Everyone thought the Congress was a British government subsidiary, and Congress was fully satisfied by the British government, but they had some demands. So Congress keep asking the British government that they need reforms in the current law system, and they also want a place in assembly to represent India. Many acts were passed in between 1900 and 1934. Some acts were good, some were not. Some created happiness and some brought chaos. In 1935, Government of India Act passed and came into effect from 1937. Now, some of the key features of this act were the creation of Federation of India that consisted of two levels, a central executive and parliament, below it provinces and provincial states. It discarded the diarchy system at the provincial level and allowed emergence of popularly elected provincial legislatures. Diarchy was introduced at the central level. Key subjects like defense and foreign affairs were under the direct control of the Governor General. A federal court was established. A franchise was expanded to 14% of the population from 3%. Separate electorates were provided for Muslims, Sikhs, others, but not to the depressed classes. Governor enjoyed critical emergency powers. In the same year, 1937, provision election took place in which the Congress won, and the Muslim League created chaos in the country as they demanded for a separate country. And they wanted to pass Lahore Resolution, but till now the country was not separated. In 1940, finally British government accepted that India needs its own constituent assembly. So Cabinet Mission Plan formed in 1946. Then again election happened. Congress won, and this time the Muslim League fixed their demand for the separate country. So that's why some part of the country was divided and formed a new country named Pakistan. So in 1947, Constituent Assembly formed, and after 3 years, India gets its constitution. Dr. Bhimrao Ambedkar is known as the architect of the Indian Constitution. India took its laws from different countries like 5-year plan from USSR, fundamental right PML from America, and etc. Now let's talk about the Constitution of India. Constitution of India was adopted by Constituent Assembly on 26 November 1949, and it became effective on 26 January 1950, and this day we celebrate as a Republic Day. The Constitution of India replaced the Government of India Act 1935 as the country's fundamental governing document, and the Dominion of India became Republic of India. The Constitution declares India as a sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic republic, assuring its citizens justice, equality, and liberty. Now let's talk about the formation of Constituent Assembly. The idea of Constituent Assembly was proposed in 1934 by M.N. Rao. It became an official demand of Congress in 1935, and the demand was accepted by British government in August 1940. Under the Cabinet Mission Plan of 1946, elections were held for the first time for the Constituent Assembly. The Constitution of India was drafted by the Constituent Assembly, and it was implemented under the Cabinet Mission Plan on 16th May 1946. The total member of Constituent Assemblies were 389. Among those, 292 were representative of states and 93 were representative of princely states. Now the Constituent Assembly appointed total 22 committees. We are going to discuss the important committees right? So the first committee we have is drafting committee headed by Dr. Bhimrao Ambedkar. Second is Union Power Committee headed by Jawaharlal Nehru. Third is Union Constitution Committee, again headed by Jawaharlal Nehru. Provincial Constitution Committee headed by Vallabhbhai Patel. Rules of Procedure Committee headed by Dr. Rajendra Prasad. States Committee headed by Jawaharlal Nehru. Steering Committee headed by Dr. Rajendra Prasad. Dr. Sachidanand Sinha was the first chairman of the Constituent Assembly, but he was temporary. Later, Dr. Rajendra Prasad was elected as the president and vice president was Harendra Kumar Mukherjee. B.N. Rao was constitutional advisor to the assembly, and on 26 January 1950, Constitution of India came into effect. It took 2 years, 11 months and 18 days at a total expenditure of 6.4 million rupee to the formation of Constitution. सो गाइज दिस इज़ इट फॉर दिस वीडियो. आई होप आपको सारी चीज़ें यहाँ पे क्लियर रही होंगी, बट अगर आपकी कोई भी क्वेरी है हिस्ट्री ऑफ फॉर्मेशन ऑफ इंडियन कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन से रिलेटेड तो प्लीज़ आप हमें कमेंट सेक्शन में ज़रूर बताइएगा. और अगर हमने कोई चीज़ मिस कर दी तो उसके बारे में प्लीज़ हमें ज़रूर बताइएगा. अगर आपको वीडियो अच्छी लगी है तो प्लीज़ वीडियो को लाइक ज़रूर करिएगा, चैनल को सब्सक्राइब ज़रूर करिएगा और साथ ही में नोटिफिकेशन बेल ज़रूर प्रेस करिएगा ताकि हमारी हर नई वीडियो का नोटिफिकेशन आपको मिलते रहे. थैंक्स फॉर वॉचिंग द वीडियो. सी यू नेक्स्ट.